back in the golden age of LEGO, in the year 2008, we were given some of the coolest Makuta designs ever. We had the beautiful bat-like Makuta from the PHANTOKA wave of sets. And then we had the bug-like baddies that appeared in the Mistika sets. But can these characters be built better? Well, let's check out a few mocks from the community that revamp and reimagine these characters. Here we go. Kicking us off is Vanny Mocks and their take on Antroz. There's something like really nice about CCBS armor on Antroz. That inky black design is both stylish and sinister. It's a good look. And hey, great idea to use some of these unprinted Luke Skywalker torso pieces. Using them for shoulder armor, it does give them a bit of a bulkier appearance, like they've got more muscles. And then these upgraded blades, very delightful. They can flip down for combat, or they can kind of rotate upwards and be stored when he's not fighting. Now that's pretty sick. On top of that, Vanny Mocks also is a bit of an expert at posing characters. Look at the amazing positions that this mock can get into. Wow. I mean, that's really an accomplishment to make a mock that looks this good and is this posable. Not everyone can do that. And you might be like, okay, they've probably only done that with one mock though, right? No, everything that Vanny Mocks makes is super, super posable. Check the links below and check out some of their other stuff. You'll love what you see. Up next we have Trick Mocks and their take on Chirox. Now I've always been a big fan of the original set. Those absurdly long arms that can bend and flex in all sorts of unnatural ways. It's like something out of a horror movie. And that's what you want on a Makuta, right? So look, it's a shame that has disappeared on this revamp, but hey, the arms do thin out towards the end. And I'd say that that's relatively creepy. And then these backwards facing blades with like a nice black claw on the front. Honestly, I'd say that looks even more bat-like than the original design. So I still like what's going on here, even though it is a little bit different. Although what I really like is the hunched over back and neck. Seeing him in some of these shots, he looks so cool. It's all wonderfully villainous. We need more bad guy mocks with hunches. It just always looks good. Okay, and then we've got a bit of a different ribcage down here. Let's look back at the original set. The ribcage that's used here was a specialized piece that was developed specifically for these sets. Now, making use of some silver claw pieces instead, I mean, it's basically the same part. But of course, there are differences. They taper down towards the end, and they have a bit of a different visual style to them. The modified shape is just a better fit for the torso. Now hey, there are plenty of other LEGO parts out there that visually look very similar to other pieces. So if you are designing a revamp, and you're trying to use some of the original pieces, but I don't know, it's not working, maybe it's worth looking for a few pieces that are very similar visually. The different size, shape, or appearance might just be a better fit. But one more thing. The skull spider on the shoulder pads. Dope. Now, Labark1234, they've got a nice revamp of Vamprah. I was a big fan of the more bat-like design that Vamprah had. It's always nice to see sets breaking away from the very traditional humanoid design that we see on basically every set. And since bat characters were kind of the theme for this year's villains, yeah, it works. It works really well. But I always found it a little bit harder to display Vamprah. Yeah, with her legs like this, it was harder. So this version offers a nice, happy medium. You've got the legs, but you still maintain that very sleek, flowing design. You've got the wings, you've got very sharp, angular proportions. They look cool. And we've even got some posable claws too. That's a nice upgrade. So yeah, okay, despite the big shift in the body design, I am glad that a lot of the original aesthetic is still very present here. Something else I like too are the shoulders, or the kind of neck area, I guess. They're using some Metru feet that would have come on a set like Nokama. It does add quite a nice flair to this torso. That's good. Now, for a Titan, let's begin with Mutran. And this is made by Igu i9. Yeah, once again, a lot of similarities, but we have a few more quality of life improvements. Great choice to give him some digitigrade legs. That's such a quick and easy way of making a character look so much more sinister. And check it out, we've got this like reverse piston design on the lower legs. You know, typically on a Titan set, if they have pistons to help with structural stability, we see them on the back. They're kind of hidden and tucked away. But now they're at the front. And something about this feels very skeletal. You've got that like big empty gap in the middle. It's unsettling. It's like his skeleton is being exposed. Sure, there are upgrades on other parts of the body, but just making these slight changes on the legs has done so much for the character. And he's got a neat little waist cape too. Splendid. Mutran has never looked better. But there was one more Titan. It's Makuta Icarax. And this revamp is made by Menmos Mox. A bit more of a bulkier approach for Icarax. More armored up and looking good. Like the shoulders. These are using some Skirmix headpieces from the set Furo and Skirmix. I mean, dude, these pieces make for great armor. And you could even look at this like, hey, Icarax has gone out, slayed some beasts, and now he wears their skulls as armor. Not the nicest thing to do, but he is a Makuta, That's probably something that they would do. And then there's also a bit more armor down here on the torso, just sort of neatly covering up part of that rib cage, but letting enough of it still be exposed. It almost feels like this armor is signifying his rank. He's the most powerful leader of the Makuta. Of course, he'd be a little bit more fancy, with big, over-the-top armor. But it also kind of says something about the character himself. He's all show. He wears this armor to look big, imposing, and powerful, but in reality, he's not that strong. He's just, compensating. I love it when a design looks good, but can also teach you about who the character is. Clever. Over to the Mistika Makuta. We begin with Bitil, and this revamp is made by Toa Finette. Another very different approach, but I like what's being done here. He looks more like a creepy mosquito, a monster mosquito with a giant tongue. That's gross, but it's cool. And the head design is quite clever. It's got a lot of the vibes of the mask, but it's more customized. With some big, creepy looking red eyes. Eyes made with some of those rubber spikes that you see on some of the fire villains. And if you look closely, you'll see this yellow claw piece in the very center. This piece came on the Muaka and Kane-Ra Lego sets that you're seeing here. I like that this adds in a little bit of texture, but it also gives it that little teeny tiny horn up top. Very nice. Oh, it's always good to see a very radically different approach like this, but one that still fits and still works. Very nicely done. Here's Makuta Gorast, and this is built by Yongson39. Gorast with a new custom mask. A mask that still does capture a lot of the original vibes, but changes it up nicely. And see, I think that's the beauty of a custom mask. Maybe you weren't a fan of the original Gorast, but you liked the color scheme, you liked the vibe. I know, the mask just didn't do it for you though. And if that was the case, well, hey, with a custom mask, you can fix some of the problems that you might have felt. Because think about it, it's going to be pretty difficult and almost impossible to replicate the appearance of this mask with other pieces. You kind of need a custom mask to change it up, but still keep it the same. Maybe it's worth buying a custom mask for your next project. It might be the perfect addition. And these Gorast wing pieces. It's good to see 4 of them. Of course, these pieces originally appeared in this set, and they were the best. Look at that hexagonal pattern on the sides, it's so beautiful. There's no other Lego piece like this. And hey, it's always good to see a nice 4-armed mock. This is cool. And now, why don't we finish off with Krika. This is made by Bonkarella. It's like he's ready for combat and he's got some fancy new silver armor. I do like how they've taken these G2 Tahu blades and used them to kind of extend the arms. Anyway, another nice silver addition has to be the lower jaw. This of course is Jawblade's mask, but it marries up quite nicely to Krika's face. It's kind of a perfect pair. And it's also great to see some fingers on the top of Krika's hands. And then we've also got this like red piece here, so he's got a little pincer at the end. I really like practical upgrades like this. Cause what, is he just supposed to stab things all the time if he wants to pick something up? How will he hug his family? He'll just stab them. So giving him more ways of just picking stuff up, it makes sense. Dude, Krika looks awesome, and all of these Makuta looked really, really good. Do you think these were all built better, or do you prefer the originals? Either way, you gotta admit, these are some dang good mocks. And if you want to see more, take a look at the links below. There you'll find the social media of every builder that I featured. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now. I am Chirox 98.